Hey guys, Steel 10K here. Just want to let you know before the episode starts that for the first hour of this week's podcast, I did not record anyone else's audio. So for the first little bit, it's going to be a little awkward. There's not going to be any other reactions, or you're not going to hear anyone. And I kind of cut out the introduction. Um, but I cut it down to just like my stories and when I'm talking. And then afterwards, once I realized audio issues were happening, I fixed them about halfway through. Um, and then the rest should be fine. So just want to let you know that before the video starts. And we're freaking live. Let's go, boys. All right. It is July 11th. Happy stream, boys. New 10K podcast. They can't hear you yet, but they're about to. All right. So we're going to transition into it. Get right into it. And then I'm still here, your host, Steel 10K, Dom, whatever you want to call me, dude. I'm still here, running it up. Repping in different wear. First time on camera with it, but I've had it. You already know. I think Dmitry also has his on. That's pretty sick. You don't? Oh, so you're fake. Okay. Anyways, dude, let's get right into it. Alright. There's nothing else we have to talk about. I already got the first topic, alright? My story from when I drove over and we hung out was, so I'm going down the highway, right? And then there's two cars, and it was like some level of like movie scene of like bad symbolism you'd see that a English teacher would ask you about. There were two cars next to each other. One of them on the back had a preschool graduate, and on the other it had in electrical tape BLM defund the police. And I was like, wow, there's a little bit of a tone difference between those two. And then like a minute or two later, yes, preschool. They were flexing that their child graduated from preschool. Yes, sir. Yeah. But then, as after I saw that, I got kind of like stuck behind a truck. So then I went to pass them. But of course, as you're passing, you always speed up, right? And I was going a little bit over the speed limit. But so I'm driving past. I'm going to pass. And the cop pulls out. He sees me. He pulls me over. He's like, and I got the red bandana on everything. Like, so if you saw me real quick, you'd be like, oh, that's a punk, like, um, exactly. Yeah, no, but then he's like, he tells me everything, and he gives me the ticket. He's like, you were going 85 and a 70, and I was like, well, yeah, boy, 85 and a 70, yeah. 696. But anyways, that's not an important. That's exactly everyone's going that. Everyone's doing that. Exactly. Yeah. Hypothetically, you would do crime. But anyways, so he gives me the 85, but he's like, he saw that I had no points or anything on my everything, so he's like, all right, but that would have been a point on your like, your license, but whatever. I bumped it down to double parking. Which won't show up on insurance. It won't show up on your license. It's just gonna be a fine. And I was like, all right, cool, thanks, sir, whatever. But here's the thing, and they're like, all right, call this number, and then they'll tell you how to go through with it. So now I'm sitting there like, how am I gonna call this court up and be like, hello, yes, I was double parking on 696. I have a parking fine on a highway. Hello, yes, this is like, what? No, dude, it's because stories like that don't mean anything to me, alright? When I was leaving your house the first time I came over, I saw 3 cop cars going the opposite direction of me. That's nothing. I don't care. An ambulance drives past me on the highway, whatever, dude. I gotta tell you about the stupid times I've gotten pulled over. Like, a couple years ago when I was with my friends down in Tennessee, who I'll have on the podcast at some point, we were driving, and my buddy was brake checking us because we're all in the back and whatever. But he's got a super like, like dirty cars, and like he's got the hatchback, but like the trunk is filled. So if you're in the center, you can't get the what is it, the belt? Yeah, the thing in cars, the belt. But anyways, that was only matters because the 3 of us in the back didn't have our seatbelts on. I didn't. I'm in Tennessee, so I don't know we didn't have the seatbelts on, so I didn't know the seatbelt like laws or whatever in Tennessee at the time, whatever. But we're driving late at night. We're coming back from Taco Bell, and then we see this cop in like this like bank And as we're passing, we're like, all right, drive normal, you know, but like we're not doing anything bad. But then he comes by, he like stops us, and we're like, oh shoot, we don't know what's happening. But while we're driving, of course, they have to like get the plate numbers, so they just drive behind you without their lights on at first. And while they're doing that, we're Eli, my buddy at the front, he's like, put your seatbelts on, put your seatbelts on. I'm like, oh shoot, dude. So I throw mine on. My friend put hers on, and then my best friend Gabe, who was sitting at the center, he had to reach in the like far back in the trunk, but because it was so filled up, he couldn't like pull it down. So to the cop, all he sees is some kid going. So yeah, exactly, and it looks sketch as hell. And then he pulls us over. Uh, and the thing I forgot to mention is that Eli has a drug rug jacket on. So he looks like the like a kid you would have on as an extra to be a drug dealer in a movie. He's got the beanie, he's got the drug rug on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. At that time he didn't do it. He didn't actually do it at that time. But anyways, he was like that. Um, and the cop pulls him over. He's like, "Sir, can you step out of the car?" We're like, "Oh shoot, what's happening?" And then he takes him over. And apparently, what we don't hear is that he's talking to him. He's like, "So you know your headlights out?" And he's like, "Oh shoot," and that's like super lame or something. And he's like, "Is there anything in the car I should know about before I go over?" He's like, "No." And then the guy comes over to the car, and he's talking to all four of us in the car, and we're like, and he's like, "Is there anything? What were you reaching for?" And then my buddy has to make this huge sob story about how he's kind of like scared of cops, so he was like on edge trying to get the seatbelt, but he's not going to tell him he didn't have the seatbelt on. You could have just told him you didn't have your seatbelt on, and it would have been whatever. But he made up a sob story about how he's like scared of cops, so he's like finicky, right? Uh, and he asked us like two or three times. He's like, "Is there anything in the car you're hiding?" And we're like, "No, dude, whatever." Uh, yeah, only the three corpses, but that's, it's not four. Um, but then the cop goes like, all right, whatever. You guys don't look like you do any of that stuff, and then he like leaves, and we're like, what a weird thing to say. I was like, did that cop just call us squares? Did he just call us squares, dude? Then we're leaving. Um, and I was like, I hope we get pulled over tomorrow. We're gonna be speeding, and we're gonna be like, "Hey, I hope it's the same officer." And we're gonna be like, "Hey, officer, you told us we were squares, so we tried drugs. We're on meth right now." like, like, how you gonna call us out like that, dude? What else is there to do in Tennessee? We just came back from the bank we robbed. Cop, this is my unlawful gun. But that's about my stories, dude. And he grabbed everyone's license except mine, which would have been hilarious because they all have Tennessee license, and then they just grabbed the last one, and they would have saw that I'm from Michigan and went like, "Now hold on a second." Like, but they did. He didn't check it for some reason, and that was just kind of funny to me. But I don't know. One like a buddy I met on a in New Jersey. Every time I look at his, he doesn't post often on his Snapchat story, but when he does, it's just pure like, I don't know, like some jackass dumb stuff, right, with the boys. Uh, and I just saw him using. Have you ever seen this of like people drifting in parking lots on trays? Like they'll take like food trays that you'd see at like a cafe, like a cafeteria or something. They put it under their wheels and then they start like drifting on that. Oh yeah, it's sick. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, because they're not whipping vehicles you should be whipping, right? Like, they're like, this is their mom's minivan. They're throwing. That was a weird thing. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, I got another vehicle story, dude. That my first ever and only crash, which was not my fault. Uh, so basically, just a little bit of context. I'm going down a side road that's 45, and then I'm passing a highway. So 45, but there's a light at the highway. Uh, so if you're on the highway, whatever. But if you're getting off the highway onto the road I'm going 45 on, it's a four-way stop basically, or it looks like a four-way stop, but it's not. Um, so if if I have the green light, I just go. Everyone else has to stop. If it's a red light, then obviously everyone can do whatever. Basically, use it like a normal four-way stop. Uh, but this evening, I was going to school. Morning, I guess. I was going to school or whatever. I'm driving down like normal. I have the green light. I'm going 45. And this guy starts to pull out into the intersection and then pulls out further. And I try to slow down and turn to the left so I don't hit him as much if I'm going to, but I still hit his like front wheel well. Um, yeah, but and like then we both pull over. I'm like, what the heck? This dude's an idiot. So we both pull over. Uh, he gets out, comes to me because I'm like trying to get on my phone to like. No. He's like probably like mid 30s or something, right? Um, but anyways, yeah, old like bald white dude, right? Um, uh, but then I start noticing things. I'm like, man, this is weird because my vehicle at the time was a red Ford Escape, like a 2011 or something, like, and then he's driving a newer red Ford Escape. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. That'll be an interesting detail. I think that'll probably be the only coincidence or anything. And then I start noticing. Oh no, because we're both driving Escapes, right? Red Ford Escapes. But he's got a newer one. But then he's got Then I start noticing that in his like back windshield there's a Lyft sticker, and I'm like, how do you drive Lyft and suck at driving it or not know the area? What are you doing, dude? What? Excuse me? Uh. Yeah, dude, like what? You're a Lyft driver. You drive, dude. How did you fail this? Um anyways, we're sitting there waiting for the cops to pull up. I called my mom and I was real smart about this cuz I knew mom instincts were going to kick in. So I'm like, hey mom, don't worry. I'm safe. I got in a crash." And then I explained that and I was like, "Yeah, the cops were already on their way. It's whatever." Uh and then the cops pull up, and then my mom pulls up because like my car, I'm not gonna be able to drive, even though we pulled it over. You know, like the front like end is kind of like crushed a little bit. Um, and then we kind of pull into this parking lot like a few yards down. Uh, and then the cop comes up to me. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go talk to him, and then I'll be over to talk to you, get your side of the story and whatever." And goes over, talks to him, whatever, and then comes back to me. I say what like my bit, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. Understand. We already got both sides. We understand. He already said it's his fault. He claimed it. So he's gonna be fined. You're not gonna have any fines or anything. And basically you're good to go." And then it's like, and she's like, "Just hold up a minute, and then you'll be able to go." And we're like, "All right, cool." So chilling, waiting, whatever, right? Not too bad. I crushed his front wheel well. I crushed his front wheel well, so he wasn't gonna be able to drive it away. Uh, and then no, my front bumper and like my frame was a little like inverted. Uh, anyways, like I was saying, so she goes back. And then the cop comes back to me after a couple of minutes, and she's like, "Hey, are you guys going to this high school?" And I mean, I was wearing my hoodie, which had the logo on it, so I was like, me being a dickhead. I was being a dickhead. I was like, "Yeah, I think so." Because like joke mine went quicker than I'm talking to a cop still mind. she, she's like, "You want to fight?" No, but I was like, I think so. And she's like, "You mind taking another?" We're like, "What the heck? Okay, sure, yeah." Uh, and then all of a sudden, out of the car, there's like this like black girl who's clearly not his kid, right? And I'm like, now wait a second. Adding up all the math, right? That girl was lifting to school. And then we're like, yeah, sure, she can come with us. I guess we'll take her since my mom was already gonna drop us off since I couldn't drive my car. It was stuck there for a bit. And as we're driving there, we're making like little conversation, small talk stuff of like, yeah, how you like? And then my mom goes like, "How are you liking school?" She's like, "Oh, I don't know," but like we figured out she was a sophomore. We're like, "How do you not know if you like the school if you're a sophomore?" She's like, "I don't know. I." Well, yeah, it's like this is the beginning of your or like middle of your second year, right? And then she's like, "Oh, I don't know. It's my first day." And we're like, "This was you were lifting to your first day of school and your Lyft driver got in an accident? You've been given all the signs to not go here." And I knew she wasn't lying because when we walked in, right, I was like, I signed myself in. I'm like, yeah, I'm late, whatever. You already got the call. I'm fine, right? They're like, yeah, whatever. But then I see the principal is standing in there too, and as I'm about to leave, I just hear, yeah, come with me. I'll give you your schedule. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. So then as soon as I make it to lunch, I'm telling everybody, I'm like, this is insane. We're both driving red Ford Escapes. This man's a Lyft driver and got in an accident. It was his fault completely. And then this girl, her first day, never saw the girl again. So she might have transferred. She might have took the signs and been like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go here. Yeah, yeah. Oh no, dude. It's even weirder because like there were a lot of stories of people getting signs to not go to my school. Uh, because it's a smaller school, but like it was weird because one of my buddies there told me this story that like his first day he went into geometry or whatever, right? And he sits down, and as soon as the teacher's about to start like lecture or whatever, like they do attendance or whatever, a bird flies and just like full speed into the window crashes, and there's like a little bit of blood, and they're like, oh my god. Like what the fuck. And yeah, and the freshmen that are all in there, right, apparently we're all like, uh excuse me. So everyone just got like signs of like, this is bad. This is not the place you're supposed to be. This place is cursed. No, yeah. I don't know. That place was cursed. We had like I said, very small school, constantly losing and gaining new teachers, right? So I heard people who they made it into the next Spanish class but knew very little Spanish because they had 4 Spanish teachers during 1 year. Because they had a main teacher, she got pregnant, so she was on maternity leave. Then they had a permanent not assistant, but like TA, basically. Yeah, kind of. Yes and no. In between the two you just said, right? Permanent TA. Then she left and got a different job. Then they had another sub, and then that sub switched out for the 4th teacher who was another sub. And then they passed the class because they went through 4 teachers, 2 of them just being substitutes, like general substitutes, right? We'll see. We'll see. No, this is getting cut off. This is we'll see. I'm gonna cry though. I might cry. No. We'll see. Don't worry about it. We'll see about it. We'll see. Thank you. Okay.
He's just panicking right now.
Dom's big panicking. It's fine though. Maybe not. We'll see.
We don't know exactly. It could have been like the whole live streaming setup. Who knows? But anyway,
we're gonna see. We're gonna see if any of this got recorded. Can y'all talk real quick?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Did the sound not record?
You tell me it was never recording. Oh no.
It's well, I don't know. Hey,
The
they can hear
sound
you.
went, suck my dick and choke on.
Suck my dick
Bro,
and
the
choke on.
best line ever. It's my favorite now. When I'm just gonna be mad at someone, just
Thanks,
be like,
Thriller 4599.
suck my dick and choke on it. I yield my time, fuck you, and then just walk away.
Well, hopefully that at least gets recorded. Cause honestly, if the stream doesn't get it, I'm not too mad about that. Cause 4 people see it, lol. But now they'll be able to hear it. But hopefully it's recorded so I can at least put it elsewhere. Otherwise, well, we'll see what happens. Getting off of that, getting away from that, getting away from that. Oh, thank you guys. All right, get it.
Also, the fact that you
getting
put
away,
Minecraft as a
Dmitry. Did I
tag-
stutter?
Can I smoke?
Can I smoke? All right.
What is that reference from? I don't even get it.
It's a song. I'll show you later.
It's a song with
It's
black people,
Dreamville.
and they go crazy.
Yes,
And it sounds hype.
It is very hype.
You know who J. Cole is?
Yeah. Do you listen to
J.
a lot of
Cole.
Dimitri? Do you listen to rap or no?
What?
Do you listen to rap or no?
Not American one.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Oh,
Well, like,
Ryan.
it depends.
Yeah, the punchlines don't really hit with you.
Yeah, like they don't get me.
Yeah.
Like
Ryan.
I like the easier bars. Yeah.
Ryan, who do you listen to?
I've been getting into Keshi lately.
No idea who that is. What
Yeah, me
a
neither, but
what
I have to Google that later.
someone you found on
It's like-
Spotify or something or
Yes.
okay.
It's like
Oh,
Sorry.
it's like it's like
Nah.
neo soul aesthetic music.
Wow, that was a
Kind
lot
of.
of words I don't understand together, but like separated,
Okay.
I get all of those.
Yo, soul I've heard before, so I'm trying to make something in my brain to match it up. Okay, what do they sound like? If you was to like to say
Like a well-known artist, I'd
Another
say.
artist,
Like if
yeah.
you, yeah.
like it gives off that
Uh,
type of
I don't know.
Nice.
like neo soul aesthetic. What is it? You talking about, like Outkast? Or you talking about like what do you?
Because from what that sounds like, from the only thing I can kind of imagine, kind of like Anderson .Paak, if you know that, like that's,
Yeah, that's true.
that
Yeah,
that
that's
kind
what
of
I'm
is
thinking
like
around my area.
he's kind of
Yeah.
soulful and got the hip hop right, but I don't know neo soul, so I can't speak on that.
I don't know
like it-
if that's it. That
Oh,
That's
oh.
what I think it is.
Okay.
Great, yeah.
What about
yeah,
Tariq? You been getting into
way of
any like music or
explaining it.
something? What about you? Music, Tariq?
me music?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, I like a whole lot of alternative for sure, but like rap music. Definitely a fan of Little Uzi and Playboi Carti for
What
sure.
a surprise! What a surprise! What a surprise!
Yeah, for sure. I know, very like typical.
You
But
only like
what
those
else?
artists because you have to.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There's no. It's like a religion. You're born into
As
it.
soon as there's a new artist that looks like you have to know their music.
Yup.
You have to be ready with the lines when someone says, "Oh my God, you look like them," and you like drop a bar. You're
Dude,
like,
somebody
"Oh
try
my
to look
God."
like Lil Tecca, bro. Oh my God, dude. Like, dude,
I don't know about that one.
Like,
That-
out of
he-
all people, I was mad at. Like, they say I look like Little Tecca was the most like insulting. Okay.
yeah, probably not the like.
Like, all right, at this
probably not
point,
someone you
you're
wanna
just
look
talking about
like.
people with dreads now, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, all black, mine is different. What are you talking about? You know?
Yeah, I guess. Dude, that
But-
dude's in like high school still. Like,
Yes.
he's okay. He's got some good songs, but I don't know.
The genius, he do, because with the
Yeah.
song Diva with what's his name?
Oh, the Kid LAROI or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I also what
Mike
else?
Wazowski.
Dude,
What?
that kid is so weird.
That's
He's
good.
the kid LAROI. If you don't know him, he is I think the biggest industry plug I've ever seen. Like that kid
Yeah, most
definitely came from money, right?
I actually
Like-
watched a YouTube video. Yeah, he put himself out.
Yeah. Oh, he put himself out. Like Tariq just put himself out. Now I'm Ryan and he's still K and that's PugMugx. Now he's Pug. All right,
I seem
cool.
to have died a second time, and now I'm back.
Apparently, dude.
Phoenix, Valorant. Okay, anyway, back to it.
But the Kid
Um,
LAROI, yeah. He
Yeah.
like him immediately having like features of like bigger artists, and I mean he's even got one called I think it's Go, which is actually pretty good with Juice World, which he dropped after his like Juice
Who's
World passed or
actually
whatever.
not even on this planet anymore? Like,
Well, yeah, but
like,
I
like,
understand if you
how
got a
did
music and the
do it
music
both?
video, if you got the music video and you also have like
Yeah.
the hook or like the soundbite already, then of course you're gonna like drop it just because he's
But you
sitting
know,
on it, whatever.
that probably cost him for sure.
Well, yeah,
You know how
well,
Drake
no.
got, apart
What's-
from Michael Jackson.
What's funny is Juice World in the intro, he's like talking. He's like, "Dude, this is like a however many $1,000 gift, little bro," because it's like his birthday gift is him featuring on his song or whatever, and it's kind of funny.
So it's like kind of surreal because it can actually like.
Yeah,
get
exactly.
into
He's
it
talking
so,
about like this like it starts with like that like a few seconds of that. Go ahead.
How to Pimp a Butterfly. Have you ever listened to that album
Yes,
fully?
the
'Cause that's
best rap album that's
Exactly.
ever. Oh, of course,
Because that's
dude.
exactly what he was doing right there.
Wait, hold up. I take
It
it
was like
back.
a full.
To Pimp a Butterfly's the second number one. Well, it's either Illmatic. No. I don't know. I don't remember the name of it.
Everybody got their personal one, dude.
For me,
sure.
for me, it's Good Kid, Mad City. Like that's my number one. To Pimp a Butterfly is up there, but like Good Kid, Mad City is I think a way better album by Kendrick,
They
especially
still
like
need to
of
do
all
a
time.
joint album together. Like I don't see why they playing on that. Like
Who,
are they
him and
just
J.
not
Cole?
friends or something like that. Yeah, like
Oh no, they're teasing
Like,
it every single chance they get,
that's what I'm
dude.
saying. Like, what are y'all on, bro? Like, they got it cracking. They
Oh,
did
dude.
it twice, just about.
They got a song called Black Friday, which came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Which is it's Kendrick on a J. Cole beat, and then it's J. Cole on the Alright beat. And everyone was like, when are they just gonna drop the collab album? And then like years later, absolutely nothing, right?
They were making pictures and all that for it. Yeah,
yeah.
And there was nothing.
And then Kendrick was on
quiet.
Under the Sun in Revenge of the Dreamers 3, Under the Sun. He
That's
was like,
true.
he just had like ad lib or the hook. I don't remember.
I
Yeah.
woke up for some money.
But,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, like that's good, but that's not good enough.
That's not what
yet.
we
need,
want
like,
verses.
Y'all need to be going back to back with it. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Cardi and Lil Uzi be doing.
I want some J Rock and Kendrick stuff, but replace J Rock with J Cole.
Because Win was good.
Mm-hmm.
That need to be extended for sure.
Or any of their old like freestyles. Yeah. No, I don't know. For like
I'm at 10%.
Oh, you gonna head out, Ryan? Alright. Lewis's man.
I mean,
you got anything you want to shout out? Thanks for coming. You said like
You're-
12 words,
fuck,
but they were
I
pretty
forgot.
You're the cutest, all right? Don't you ever forget that, all right?
Okay.
I like to see you smile. That's what I wanted. There we go.
cool. Ryan, you got anything you want to shout out before you leave?
No.
Nice, sick. All right, thanks for coming,
Yeah.
dude.
Later,
Okay. Bye.
Bye, man.
Bye.
He didn't leave.
Get him out.
And we're good.
good.
I didn't want him to
Alright,
leave,
so
but I just like had the switch over ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the best. Ryan.
Yeah. So that was guest number 3. Hopefully, get some more people on. Want to get Kareem next week. Hopefully that'll work out. Dmitry, right?
Kareem didn't fucking answer me yesterday. I was like, "Are you doing anything tonight?"
He
never
doesn't.
answered.
He doesn't
You think
answer you, dude.
he-
He only
Is it
answers
starting
me.
to be a little bit flaky? Should we start
No,
like
no,
keeping
no.
tallies on
No,
this?
he answers me, not him.
Great.
He just doesn't talk to you that much. like I outrank you, dude. I'm sorry.
Dimitri, what happened to
But-
the freaking post-it note, dude? From last
That's what I'm
episode.
working on.
Oh, when I saw you writing, that was the
forgot.
first thing I thought of.
I forgot.
Let's see.
What else? Something stupid. I watched Legally Blonde last night because a girl. Let me start off with the conversation I had with the girl. I was always flirting with her anyway. On
Okay.
Snapchat. And then she had a picture where it was sideways, but it wasn't sideways on the, when you view it, and it said turn sideways. So I turned sideways, like, wow, she's
And
cute. So
okay.
I texted her, and then I did it. I just threw my phone against the window. But I texted her, and I was like, at first I was like, but then I
Perfect.
saw it,
First
and then I
try.
turned it sideways, and then I gave her like that little, and then like a little like sweat with a black, the red emoji, like, oh, you got me pressured with like some hearts and all that. So she said thank you, cool.
I can't
That night,
write
she was,
the episode.
You're fine. You're fine. Put it back. Put it back. It works. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
That's your act.
Dude,
Well, does it
sorry.
actually work?
Yeah,
Yes, it works perfect.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
working.
nice. Because
Alright,
for me,
But
it's
yeah. She was, and then on Snapchat, she was going on a rant on how Legally Blind made her cry because like how, I forgot his name, but like how it was basically one of those like she's dating this one boy and he's trash, and you start learning that he's even more trash as the movie go on, and then there's that other boy who you didn't even know whose name was at first. Like it was like the third time that you actually learned who he was.
If I remember
like,
right, it's the dude that's like helping her in Harvard
Yep.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it was like, you know what I mean? And he always like looked at her in a certain way and all that good stuff. And like, he like actually vouched for her. And she was like, that is the standard, period. I was like, okay, let me see what that standard is.
I mess with the energy. I mess with the energy.
Let me see what's up with that.
No,
and
that
I
was.
still ain't texted you yet that like I watched it. And it was like, and it's funny too, because you look at it like these some old movies. Like they was talking about like graduating in 2004. Like that was part of the story.
Yeah.
But you know how back home that dance moment, it has that dance moment. Like it just comes out of nowhere. It's like, why do you guys just start dancing in the salon? Like, and it was hilarious.
yeah. I know exactly what you're
Snapped,
talking
it was
about.
Stupid. But it was a pretty good movie. Like I don't know.
There are certain things I think about old movies where it's like you couldn't make that today. One of them is mostly because of like, the humor wouldn't land or something like that. Like Tropical Thunder definitely had some yikes bits in it that definitely wouldn't stand and would
Robert
get
Downey
canceled
Jr.
and ended immediately on
It'll
Twitter.
say no to that, dude. That was hilarious though. Like I ain't had no problem with that.
No, Legally Blonde's a good one, but I almost 100% think there would be people. Everyone on Twitter would be spamming something like oh, she's a simp, female simp, female simp. Because the only reason she went to Harvard
Yeah.
was so she could get that dude
Yep.
that was smart. Like,
Exactly, bro.
I mean, yeah, but also, yeah, that's true.
sorry, Dmitry, you don't know
But it
our
was cool,
freaking
too.
American content. Go ahead, tell
But it
us
was cool
about.
to be
Go,
like,
tell us
added
about.
on to the
Joke
fact
on
that-
Suck my dick and choke on it. Tell me about your Russian comedies.
Oh, they're fucking
Yeah,
great. They're so
actually,
bad that they're
Yeah,
great.
talk about that for real.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they're so.
Talk
they're
about it.
so
What's
bad.
the? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the?
What are we missing out on? Why should I learn
They're
Russian?
bad as in like
Convince
just
me.
actually trash. Like,
Nothing.
don't talk about them, or they're
No,
actually
so-
funny bad.
So it's like a very like so comedies in Russia. So movies in Russia. They are in two categories. Literally only two. One of them are
Simple.
in
Binary.
Russian we have this like word pizdец, which is like
Bless you.
essentially
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. It's a word.
word pizdец, which is like essentially means like fucking and something like something like fucking insane or something like that. Something
Okay,
like that. Like
okay.
you can react as it, but like most of it. So it's like pizdец melodramatic, like fucking melodramatic as hell.
Yeah,
It's just
like,
insanely like
super
we
intense of
live
like
in like
emotion.
this community. We live like oh yes, we didn't drink.
Okay, so
I didn't have any
exaggerated
food
type of
today
level of things.
because Russian corruption is like
Okay,
very-
okay.
stuff like that.
Oh,
Shit like that, right?
They got a vendetta story and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like shit like that, right? Or there's just very stupid comedies,
Okay.
which is like the stupidest like jokes, very like sexual most of the time because that's the only joke is like ha dick ha, kind of shit.
Harold and Kumar, Cheech and Chong, I got you.
Yeah, like shit like that, So it's like it's very bad and stuff like that. So like that. So
Mhm.
there's two like options. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's like weird. And so I
Yeah.
don't like to watch the dramatic ones just because like
Obvious reasons.
well like I watched like a couple of them, but it's like more to like if I'm in the mood for it and like or like I want to watch like a documentary or some shit because like I'm aware what is happening in Russia. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm aware.
I came out the mud, dude. I know what's
I
going
came out
on
the
in the
mud.
trenches.
Who-
Like I didn't come out of the mud. I didn't come out of the mud, but like I don't want to go there right now.
Yeah,
like,
I know
wanna
how
go
the
on a
trenches
travel.
are.
I don't want to like like if you
I only
live
wanna
like in a nice
Forest, dude.
like if you live in a nice place, you don't want to go to a ghetto. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like
Whoa.
Dude, I won't want to go to Africa either. I'll be just a tourist.
I
dude.
know, like even though Africa is fucking awesome, but anyway.
Yeah, you got a nice place, yeah, for sure. But like, would I want to be like living like the Africans that be shown on the TV? Like, bro, please.
Yeah,
stay
exactly. Like it's
alive.
like
They are not eating, please. Yeah, I'm
Well,
like,
that's
dude,
like
I'll
certain
go.
areas. That's what you're
In the
seeing,
morning,
right? Like you're not
today
seeing like
I was
South
watching
Africa and
It's only
stuff, but
small
that's
certain
whatever.
areas like that. It's
Yeah,
not even
yeah.
a
today in
lot.
the morning, there's like this show on Russian TV. Is essentially you have a billionaire, like a Russian billionaire, which is like a millionaire in America. But like the dude is like number 84 in Forbes in like Russia, right? Like the
Okay.
fucking richest people, right? And then for 3 days they go with no money, like a $10 in their pocket,
Yeah.
and like a new legend, and they have to like just like survive for 3
Mhm.
days in just a random city. And it's crazy because and then they like give out money to people that help them.
That's not a show, dude. That's a YouTube challenge.
Basically. I am
But, like,
David
yeah,
Dobrik.
but like
No,
with
I get you, I
people
get
who are,
you.
like hella
Yeah, but they're like super rich.
hella, super like very rich. Like
That's
for
like
them, it's,
undercover
like-
boss stuff where like they take the CEO and they're like, "Hey, do the normal work your employees do." But I got you.
yeah,
I got
like
you.
stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
So,
Work
but
a
like,
normal job.
yeah, and it's like really cool, and it's really exciting. Like, it's a very exciting show that they made. I love it. I love to watch it, but it's like very emotional because you like watch, and it's like there's a dude who's like, so, how do you call it when like a person is not poor, but he's like very poor?
Homeless?
Like, there's a
So he's
specific
not
word in
poor?
Russia. No, in Russia we have a specific word. Like when you're not just
Oh,
broke
yeah,
and,
sure.
like,
Let
you're
me tell you
poor,
the Russian word for it.
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
there's
you
very
play
poor
the
people.
You're the one with the keys to the code.
Exactly.
No, like I meant like I saw there's like something in English, but anyway, so like something
We
like
just
that,
say
right?
broke.
And like
Broke.
there's a dude
Broke.
in the city. He's ahead of a union for very poor seniors.
Okay.
It's a fucking union, bro.
Mhm.
That's how bad it is. He's like, oh yeah, so like if you pick up cans and like plastic bottles and you like put it in for like I don't know
Get the
a couple
change
of
there, like little feeders. Yeah.
and like you will get like 50 cents, like Russian cents for it, right? So then if you get 13 like rubles, why I'm putting this rubles, 50 or 13 rubles, you can buy half of a bread, like half of a full bread
Loaf of bread. Okay.
That's actually
Half
pretty
of
good.
what-
'Cause, when you talk about a whole loaf of bread, that's big. Yeah.
Well, I
about
don't
this-
know if that's like something that you wanna, like it's like
But
not
that's not like I made it money, like that's not sustainable. Right? I
yeah,
get you.
it ain't you made it
like
money.
it's like surviving. It's straight up
bread, no
surviving.
sandwich.
Yeah, it's not
You just
sustainable.
eating
I'm
bread.
saying,
And so the dude was talking, and like he's like a millionaire, and he was doing that with the dude because he was like figuring out what is happening, and because he was looking the whole like hour, he was essentially looking for people to give money to,
Mhm.
and like it's really nice because like he was making himself as blogger, like his legend was he's a blogger that just goes around countries and just talks about people. So people were very open to him, and like we're talking about their problems. So he like gifted like he bought 2 apartments for 2 people. That he bought he gave a whole like premium exclusive VIP like courses for a drum, like at a very like a genius drummer in Russia. Like he gave it to one guy who like helped him with money and like living, and like he paid, like let him stay over, stuff like that, right? Like people, he's like really good guy. Like I really liked him after the show, but at the same time, it's fucking insane because you look and you're like, wow, they're very poor. Holy shit.
yeah, it's tough. It's like
It's tough.
Maybe,
Yeah, like,
especially when
maybe
you're like hearing their
good.
stories about like how they're living and what they're doing in order to make ends meet. It's like
Yeah.
this is
it's tough.
absolutely
like,
tragic.
Yeah. So like those movies, I don't really want to watch them.
Yeah,
Coming back to the movies,
obviously,
it's like,
yeah.
I'm aware what's happening. It's like sometimes it's like it's very good movies and like you want to watch them, but like the amount of those movies is like 1, 2, maybe like in like 5 years that you really want.
You're going to the movies. You're like, hey, babe, what do you want to see? This thing that'll make us feel bad about how we're living, or this haha
About
funny
our white
pee joke
privilege?
movie? Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
also like the joke of like in Russia is like the thing is like we don't have the problem with like racism because our slavery was official from white people to white people
Okay.
because we
There
have
was
this
no-
thing.
There was no change.
Like there's literally not like for example Sasha's parents,
That's
like
called
Sasha's like
serfs.
ancestors, they were the like not Christian. It's not called Christians, but like it's like essentially the same thing.
Catholic.
No, it's not. It's Christian, but like it's not. It's
Orthodox?
the same word. It's
Jehovah's
the same
Witness.
word. It's not the same meaning.
Sure.
It means
Okay.
that they're workers. They were working on the fields and they were like paying some money, like in Europe in like 16th century.
Laborers?
Oh, then yeah. Well, maybe it was serfs. Then hold up.
Yeah,
So like
probably.
I don't
Oh,
remember how you name
Yeah,
it.
that was back in Kingdom times, though. I remember
Yeah.
that.
They
History
had that. They
class.
had that in America too, but I don't.
Yeah.
know. It'd be like, you're gonna work on my farm, but you're gonna come to America, and they're like, sick, dude, no Britain.
Serfdom.
It's like,
It's
go
serfdom.
get 'em.
Yeah, serfs.
Bro,
Serfs.
America, they sound
So,
like
yeah.
you get over there.
So that kind of stuff, right? And it was like official in the world until like end of 19th century. It was like 1893, I think, when they finished. Oh, 1861, I think, when they finished it.
Serfs like, they ain't got black plague. Yo, get me on that boat. Go ahead.
So it's like,
let's
so
go.
it's like-
No sickness. Let's
so like
go.
for example, my mom, like I'm from like the rich people, not flexing because I have nothing to prove it by. Just like
I'm
a
from the
word.
rich people, he says from the basement in America.
Shut the fuck up.
That's funny. No, that's just ironic. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like, well, I mean, granted, like I'm still paying for myself,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
still
Well, you got
living
a
in
job.
America.
You're working. Whatever. Continue.
Like yeah, it's like not using all my white privilege essentially. That I
Okay.
potentially can,
White privilege, let's go.
But like yeah, in Russia we
Tell
don't have
'em about
such
it,
thing as
Tariq.
like white privilege, so that's why like everyone is like racist and shit because like we don't have that problem. We
There was no
never talk
racism.
about
There
it.
was just slavery.
Dude, how many
Like,
black
there
people
was
are in
slavery, but it was like by white people for white people,
Yeah.
So like
Wait, black
so that's
people?
why people like don't really live like comfortably because they are still kind of adjusting from it because like still people are not because they're still
Like
working and trying
generational
to
wealth is
survive.
not like passing over. Like they're still
Right.
struggling.
Right. There's no like such thing as like you can like in America you could have like was like right now you can be born like very poor and like become very rich and vice versa.
I can't do that right now, but yeah, sure. Kids
Yeah, I
could.
don't know.
Well, Like even the podcast, like as a chance, like you can
Yeah,
like
yeah.
potentially become very rich.
Yeah.
Man, arson, you know, I mean, there's any way of
Dude,
doing
I'm
it.
telling
There's a lot of routes.
No, dude,
yeah.
my freaking motto: free lunches to Ferraris. Go ahead. Yeah, exactly. I got
Yeah,
you.
exactly, like stuff like that, right?
It could come. We could come
So-
up.
So yeah, and like, but like at the same time, you can get like, but in Russia, you can't really do that because you're stuck in your group of like, you don't have enough money to get education. Also, your parents were not like, you're not first gen at all. Like,
Yeah.
not first, like you're negative fucking 15 gen, you know?
Yeah. You're at the low. You're
You're like
that's
at the lowest, and you don't even want it because like you're good, like you survive, you don't have any plans, you don't have any goals, and it's like it's pretty like this, like it's pretty fucking, you know, what is the name? Fuck, what's the name? Depressing.
Yeah.
It's very depressing. So yeah, or at the same side on Russia, like we have these movies, which are fucking like they're very bad. They're like the comedies are just shit, like full on just shit.
like the
However,
parodies
they're fucking
that we
hilarious
have.
when you just don't expect anything from them.
Nice. Yeah. I definitely.
So,
get
like,
that.
Yeah, it's like the parodies that we have, like
You-
was
you
like
come
movie
in not
24
expecting.
and stuff like that. Yeah, because that was
Not even
actually
that,
pretty
like
bad.
for example, Scary Movie, right?
Scary movie.
like,
Yeah.
it's
I was thinking
good.
about that.
Trash.
But Scary Movie is good. It's
Yeah.
good. It's so bad that it's good.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it was on purpose. Like they're very well done, right? But on the other side, for example, we have I don't know what's the movie, American Pie. There's an example.
Yep.
It's good, but it's just because it's like it's iconic.
It just spent too long being bad, and they kept like doubling down on being bad. That it's so good.
Yeah. But like, imagine now American
They
Pie
got rid of it
without being
so
going up,
bad. It's
right?
good.
And now it's all the movies in Russia.
Yeah. Yeah.
It fucking sucks. But at the same time, I kind of enjoy watching them because like they're very relaxing and shit. Like you can like play like Rocket League or shit like that.
I would love to watch the Russian version of The Hangover, like something equivalent to The Hangover in Russia.
We have it. We have it.
Really?
We have it.
Wait,
Yeah, we
what's-
do. It's called. It's about how they had a wedding, and then they had
Wedding
they had a
Crashers, Adam
wedding,
Sandler. What?
and they no Adam Sandler. They had a wedding, and then they had like they remember shit.
The
all
Shock.
that. It's pretty
Adam
cool. Like I like those movies, but like also they're very like very basic humor. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
There's no like, there's no thing that you're like, oh, that's funny because it's a reference to this.
Yeah,
No,
it's just
no,
trying to be
nothing.
like general so it can get as like
Just
large
straight
an
up-
audience as possible.
Straight up, hi, you fucked that guy. That's hilarious. Like,
Mhm.
not really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nothing to like be like, oh, this is specified toward this group of people or someone who likes this, right? Like it's
No, it's
I'll just
specified
surf
towards
it.
like, no offense, but like stupid people. Like it's very
Yeah.
like,
no, that's a thing. No, that's
Oh,
a-
that's gonna be the best for me then. Okay, let's go.
No, there's a very real thing I
That's
saw.
all you had to say to sell me, bro. I'm about to
Ouch,
start looking
ouch.
up Russian movies galore.
Sad, but there's a very real thing of people being like, and I don't know how real this is, but I've seen things of saying, there is a correlation between like certain things you find funny and your level of intelligence, right?
not true, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm just like, I use.
I'll talk about it right now. Yeah.
No, I use that. Yeah, thank you. I use that immediate. Like, of course, like I wasn't fully like thrown on it, but I was like, this would be funny to use against someone because my friends were talking about how they enjoyed like the what is it, sausage party, and I immediately was like,
It's funny.
I'm
okay,
too
shut
highbrow
up.
for that.
Sausage Party, it got too far. Like
Yeah.
Sausage Party, it was funny at first, but then like it got
Yeah.
to that point, I was like, okay, this kind of lasted for a bit too
yeah.
long.
Yeah,
And
like as a
Am I
small
supposed to
bit,
laugh
it's
at the
hilarious.
ending being an
Yeah,
or
but it was-
another
they made
orgy?
it too- Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
but also at the same time,
It's mixed up.
but at the same time, so like for example, what I was saying, fuck the you said the jokes like to have a good joke, like there's like some type of jokes when it's like to get this joke you have to have a degree. It's a shitty joke, bro. Like it's shit. Like the joke is bad.
Calculus thing, yeah.
Because the idea of a joke is like not everyone should get it, but like you shouldn't have much knowledge because it's over exaggerated. It's
Yes.
over dramatic.
Well, it's like,
Like,
it
it just ends up
depends
as
on your audience.
overdramatic.
It depends on your audience, right?
Well, like
So-
it's not gonna be funny if in the lecture I was watching this lecture from a dude. It's a fake lecture. It's like a completely fake lecture, but like credible university. Like it's essentially we in Russia we have the Moscow State University,
Okay.
which is like the main university, which is MSU. But
MSU, yuck! I don't fuck with MSU.
but anyway,
Uh,
well because someone
Biggin, boy.
someone tagged MSU in Russian. I was like, you fucking go to Moscow. What the fuck? And I'm like, oh MSU, Moscow State University. But yeah, and so like,
Show my
and that like it's very credible. Like it's very, and then the guy starts. So imagine we have a G spot. No one really knows where it is at,
Okay.
and like it's funny.
Yeah.
And then he mathematically determines where the G spot is.
Come on. All right,
It's
that's
like an hour long lecture.
that's a
and it's
good one.
fucking hilarious the
Use the
whole time.
golden ratio. He's like pulling out
Yeah. Oh yes. He's using golden ratio.
Using
Everything.
imaginary numbers, bro. You
Also like he's
there.
using fake words and like fake like he's like so like because we know that like girls are into
Cringy.
ponies, because we know that girls are into ponies and ponies, some of them have dicks, that means that the temperature of the dick should be this, so the G spot is here. It's like that kind of shit, you know.
Could you imagine being a kid who doesn't like just someone in the lecture who doesn't get the joke, who at the very end of the entire thing he's like, and that's where the G spot is, and then you're just the kid in the back like, excuse me, sir, is this gonna be on the test? And everyone just turns and laughs at you. Like
No, like legit like that, like, and he's like introducing different like levers and like it's very entertaining. It's very
yeah.
interesting.
Hey, but it kept
And, like-
people interested. Probably.
Like I think
For jokes, for sure.
yeah.
The best you could always get an actual laugh out of people when it comes to jokes if you add just a slight bit of horniness to it. Like,
You're always
like,
horny on me,
he just
dude.
said G spot and everybody laughed at that one. That was hilarious. That's what I realized on TikTok too. Like that is really you can never lose with that.
Mhm.
Like you could talk about like I don't know, I can make a JoJo reference here, but like and now just make the JoJo fans laugh. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
It's only a specific audience, but
Well, that's another thing. It's like you have to understand who your
humans.
audience is. You have to understand who your
Exactly.
audience is, so like you know that like is this gonna be funny? Is this gonna get kick W's and
I don't think I can
ha-has?
find it. But
for instance-
anyway.
Like us
Oh,
doing
you
that
know
can I
that
smoke?
much.
Can I smoke? Can I smoke
You can
joke?
smoke.
Like Dmitry doesn't get it. He doesn't listen to rap and he doesn't listen
You
to
can-
American rap. And the few people who do listen to rap who watch this, you know, they have to listen to Dreamville and then know the song and then they're like, oh, haha, funny.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're like, maybe they'll
Yeah,
listen
But yeah,
to it.
oh, by the way, guys, I have to leave because I have to pick up my sister and everything. And
Of course!
Fuck off! I'll see you there in like an hour.
we didn't got it. I mean, good stuff, bro. Like time just flew right past.
I just have to be
Oh, it
kind
is
of before
5:30.
you there, and I have to pick up my sister and everything.
Well, yeah, I should hope you're there first. You are our golden ticket to the party. Because they are
For
your
real,
friends
because,
first
like, you
course.
gotta let them know, like they're with us, okay? This is just a random black guy.
No, like
here.
they know, they're aware. They
Yeah,
know.
okay.
All right, but
We'll
I'm gonna
see.
get my
We'll
swim
see.
trunks on. It's gonna be sick.
Also, like, yeah, I need to change, and I want to get to Taco Bell or some shit because I want to eat, and I don't want to cook because I'm out of food right now.
Go get-
That's fine.
If I cash, have you some money. We can talk about it. I'll Doritos
What?
Locos Taco.
What?
Will you get some more Taco Bell if I just send you like $6?
No. You know why? Because I don't know what you want, and also I
No,
don't
he's
want
saying
it
if he
to
tells
stay
you.
in the
I
car.
just said it. Doritos Locos Taco.
If he gives you an order and Venmos you or Cash
Okay,
Apps
yeah,
you,
text me
Oh,
the
that's
me
it.
the order.
that easy,
I
dude.
don't need to text you it. Doritos Locos Tacos. That's it.
Oh my god.
I
Doritos.
drink-
Yeah, this is dumb as hell. And look, all right, y'all can do that after. All right, I'm gonna end this.
it
All right.
already.
Movie, stop fighting! Stop fighting! Stop yelling! All right.
That's a
No,
rage.
I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna end this stream. Dimitri,
Okay,
shout
fine.
yourself out.
Just like in the
Dimitri,
mic, just-
Meet Dmitry, MITYA, DMITRY. Please my Instagram. Please subscribe. Yeah. Also, still, if you live in a 300-mile, it's 3 hour.
3 hour, not 300 mile.
No, 3 hour. You can text me. I'll be there for any reason. I'm also on,
Any
Um,
reason.
I'm on the gay hub, so like any
You can get- yeah,
uh,
right.
any
Open
deals,
to
anything.
boys and
anything.
girls, doesn't matter. Oh, also, sorry, completely off. I was talking to I look like a whore now.
Yup,
I was
you
talking-
already have. Go ahead, double
You
down.
understand? You always do like to me.
Um,
You always.
I talked to Sloan and I go, yeah, like I was making fun of the podcast. Well, not making fun,
You better
making jokes
not. You
with the
better
podcast.
not.
Because like you know we're in the hub.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Hilarious.
And
Dude.
she was asking me what is it called, and I'm like, I don't know, because like the whole time, the hour that I I was talking about another girl right after before I met her, I was like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about
don't
that.
send it
She
the
can't
link.
see episode
Yeah,
2,
don't send it the
dude.
link.
like I don't know.
You
Like,
can-
I'll
you
make
know,
it private.
no,
Don't worry.
no,
Look. You let me know when you send her to the video. I'll make it private. She won't see the second episode.
No, not
where you're-
happening. Not happening. No, we're showing it. It's just like
Okay,
still, it's like,
okay.
ooh, not sure about that one. That's why I was
that's
like
funny.
very hesitant about showing it to her because I was like, ooh, not sure about that one.
She's like, "What's it called?" You're like, "Don't worry about it. I lied.
Yeah,
I'm not
literally.
on it. I'm not on it. I don't know what it is. Don't worry." Duh.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
who that guy
CGI
is.
the whole time. It's
It
CGI.
says Dmitry right there. That's not me.
Don't.
That
Here, I'll go to my
another
offline
YouTube, you
screen.
know.
I have a twin brother.
They
Hit somebody
don't
with a
worry.
twin.
They can't see it. They can't see it. It's offline screen. Just kidding. We're back. All right. Friggin' PugMugx.
See
Tariq,
you.
shout yourself out, dude. Bye,
So yeah,
Dmitry.
Bye.
PugMugx back at it again. And,
Oh.
And I wear t-shirts, and that's a t-shirt he's wearing right now.
Yeah, it's nice.
Underscore wear, and then
Yes,
I'm
man.
out of here.
Bye, dude. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming, watching, everything. Skadoosh. As you can see, 4 p.m. EST every week, Saturday, on Twitch. You can watch it live. Steel 10K on everything. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. You can find me, follow me, interact. Love the podcast. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. Bye.